Hi everybody and welcome back. This is Final Hydra, and today we're going to be taking a look at a game that I've recently fallen in love with, and we're going to be doing a Let's Look at Armello. Now Armello, I'm going to warn you guys right up front, is a turn-based strategy game that can be played with up to 4 players. So if you're looking to get this game, I would definitely encourage some of your friends to get it as well, because it is a lot of fun to play multiplayer with this game with, and I think that's where this game really shines. The single player is still excellent, and I still think it is well worth the price of $20 for the game, but that's up to you to finally judge. And this is going to be a little bit longer of a video, as it is a strategy game, a turn-based strategy game. There are some mechanics that we're going to have to go over in the beginning of the video. Just get those out of the way so that the rest of the game can go by quickly. So I might break this video down into 2 parts, with the first part being primarily just like the opening and the beginning and everything else. So let's jump right into the single player, and we can just explain as we go. We're going to start a new game, and the first thing you're going to do when you start a new game is you're going to choose a character here. And this is where I have fallen in love with the art in the game and just the entire concept. I just really love the characters, and I just really love how this game looks. It's really unique, and it's a breath of fresh air in some of the games that I've been playing recently, where it's always that gritty, hard background and like mean, tough characters. This game really shines in its simplicity and its beauty in these animalistic characters. So what I'm going to explain while we're here in this character menu very quickly is just a little bit of the stats in the game, because that's something that you're going to need to know. And just bear with me, folks. There's a little bit of information, but once there are 4 tutorials in the game, and they explain the game wonderfully. Absolutely wonderfully. At the end of the tutorial, I was not left feeling like I had any questions that were unanswered, like I didn't know what was going on. It was very good. The tutorials are excellent. So we're going to look here, excuse me, and we're going to just look. We have 4 different stats that pretty much influence everything in the game. We have fight, which is going to be for combat. This game has the combat in this game is basically done through dice rolls. So the higher your fight stat is, that's how many dice you're going to get in combat to use for the fight. Your body is your health. So, for example, 5 health points, he's going to have 5 points of health. So he would have to take 5 points of damage before he dies. And don't worry, death is nothing to be worried about in this game. It is not the end of the campaign. Wits is the number of cards that you can hold in your hand. There are cards in the game which you can use as one-shots to influence different things, and we're going to explain those as we see them. And spirit, which as I jump into the game, I'm going to reconfirm this. I'm not gonna say exactly what spirit is off the top of my head, but I believe it is how far you can cast spells on the map or use your cards, which are spells, and how quickly you regenerate magic. But we're going to jump in, and I'm going to reconfirm that almost immediately. For the first game, we're going to play as Thane. I just like the wolf guy. He's like classic wolf warrior. He looks really cool. I was also thinking of doing this this really cool bear with this ear piercing. He's kind of speaking to me with that ear piercing. I also have an ear piercing, so. But we're gonna go with Thane. He's a very basic character, and I think it's easy to explain. The game is always 4 players, so the computer will then pick the other players. But after you pick your character, you get a little ring. Right now, I haven't played a whole lot. I've only got about 3 hours on record, and I've absolutely loved every bit of it. But so you get to pick a ring, and as you play more, you'll unlock more rings. I've won 1 game, so I get this ring. Sapphire, gain stealth on mountains day and night. There is a day and a night cycle in the game, and we'll see that as soon as it all gets started, so just bear with me. So we're going to select that ring. It's the only one we have available, and then we get a little bit of an extra perk here. Let's see what these are. Start game with 2 prestige base. Prestige basically is how well your character's known in the kingdom. You get prestige from beating other champions, these other characters here, completing quests, and doing various tasks. Prestige is also one of the ways you can win the game, but we'll get into that soon. Gain 1 free spirit, 1 wits, 1 body, 1 fight. For this, I'm going to pick the prestige one, and that it's kind of a very powerful one to pick, so I'm going to start off a little bit stronger than the other characters, but I'm picking this specifically so that I can show you guys a mechanic in the game right off the bat. So right now, it also then allows you to select the AI heroes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put us to the basic 4 characters. What's happening? Okay, we're gonna select that one, and oh, we have to pick their rings too. I'm gonna let him pick a random ring, and he's gonna get a random power up. You know what? Just to keep it, we'll give him 1 extra spirit. The computer can be very good at the game sometimes, so we're gonna let it pick a random ring, and for this one, we're gonna let him pick a random one there, and for the next hero, we're gonna pick the bear. So these are the 4 base characters. These other ones are also in the game, and they are base characters in the game. It's just these were the 4 original characters, and they're the 4 characters you'll use in the tutorial. So I just wanted to keep them there so that I kind of know how they work already, and I understand them. So let's hop right in here. So now everyone's picked, our characters are picked, and we're just going to jump right into the game. Now, so for the beginning, I'm just going to, like I said, we're just going to try to go into some basic... Ooh, it's going to tell us a story. So I'm going to... From the wolf to the bear, the clans declare, the time has come to take the throne. For rot's creeping, it twists our king. Heroes rise, save Armello. The race for the throne has begun. Now, the overall story in the game is that our king, this mighty lion, has succumbed to the rot, which is this creeping darkness. It's like a dark power, like Sauron. Like Saruman, he succumbed to the darkness. Went over to the dark side. If you're a Jedi fan, choose a quest. So right now, before I can explain everything, it's going to make me choose this quest to start the game, and then I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to pause, and we're going to talk about the story. So quests are character specific. So you get to pick quests, and they're kind of like little goals for you to achieve on the map, and they reward you in different ways. Like this one here will reward you with +1 wit and +1 prestige. Also gives you possibly a spirit stone. This one here gives you 1 fight, 1 prestige. This one here gives you... Oh, excuse me. Yeah, this one here gives you 1 spirit and 1 prestige. Okay, so for our character, we're going to take a fighter stance. I want to be very good in combat, so we're going to go for pruning the weed. And that's going to be our quest over there. So, I'm going to take this moment. Quick AI turns unlocked. Okay. So, very quickly, I'm just going to explain. This is our king, and he's succumbed to the rot, which is this creeping darkness. It has come time for us to usurp the throne, basically. We want to take over the throne and secure our kingdom, because he's succumbed to madness, and we just don't want a mad king anymore. One of us 4 important figures has to take the throne as the leaders or the heads of our clan. So to do that, there are 4 ways to win, and that's something I really like about this game, because there are 4 different win conditions. So if one character is excelling in one win condition, it's not the end of the world. You can always kind of play a different win condition and possibly come up from behind in the end and pull the victory out. So you're never truly at a loss. So there are 4 ways to win. The first way to win, and each one of them is unique in their own way to an extent. So the first way is the Kingslayer victory, which is the one way I've won before. And that is you have to get into the king's palace here and slay the king and not die in the process. The way combat works is dice rolls, and everybody deals damage at the same time. So if you kill the king, but he also takes you out at the same time, you don't win the game then. And then the victory will go to who has the prestige victory, and I'll explain that now. The prestige victory, which are our prestige points down here in the bottom. If you see this number 2, I started with 2 of them. When the king dies, every day I should say, because there are 2 turns in every day. There's a day portion and a night portion, and that counts as 1 day. Every day the king will lose 1 health, and if he dies and nobody has slayed themselves, or he just succumbs to the sickness of the rot, then whoever is the most prestigious in the kingdom can win. So if you really want to just play, the safe game, you can just load up your prestige and just kind of wait for the king to die. That's also a way to play, but you have to worry then if somebody sneaks in there and takes him out, and doesn't die, they're the winner. The next way to win is the Cleansing Stone victory, which there are certain cleansing stones which will appear on the map in either these stone circles or in dungeons or part of quests. As you saw, I could have taken a quest earlier that would have rewarded me with a cleansing stone. If you gather 4 of those cleansing stones and can get to the king and present them to him, you will then cure him of the rot, and then you achieve victory that way. So there's also like the good guy victory, like you don't want to hurt the king and you want to save him. You want to save him from the rot. So you can play the healer, so to speak. And then there's the dark victory. And the dark victory is achieved by gaining more rot points than the king has. Now, he's succumbed to the rot sickness. Now, we ourselves, if you look down here in the bottom corner, we also have this rot. Rot is the ultimate corruption. Flirt with the dark arts or lead an unsavory life, and you too might feel the dark grip of the rot. So, if you acquire more rot points than the king, and right now he has 1, but he's going to gain 1 every turn, or every day. If you acquire more rot points than he has, and then can get to him and kill him, you will get the Rot Lord victory, which is, it's similar to the Kingslayer. You still have to get in there and kill him, but there's also, you know, there's a different way to play the game than to get your rot up and acquire points for that. So those are the 4 ways to win. Let's look back now at our character here. The game is very, you know, Civilization-esque. You start your turn with you get 3 movement points or 3 AP points a turn. Sometimes things can affect those and give you more or less, and you know, anywhere in between. But you get 3 points a turn to move your character, and each quadrant here takes 1 point to move. So, for example, I'm going to move 1. I have 2 left. See, now the only difference of that is that mountains, like right here, this quadrant, will take 2 points to traverse them. I'm going to use another point now to go over here to this village. And I'm doing this to explain that the village here, every village you enter, you automatically conquer. And by doing so, you then, at the beginning of the next day, you will get 1 extra gold per each village that you conquer, or, you know, have ownership of. We're going to say it like a nice thing, like you own this town and they like you, so they're going to give you their 1 gold. Even though it says I captured a settlement, it was a peaceful capture. Let's say I'm a nice guy. So I still have 1 more point to use on my turn. So I'm going to move my character up here. But before I do that, I want to just take a quick look at the card system over here. Now, at the beginning of your turn, and we'll see that after I end my turn and everybody else goes through their motions, you can refill your hand size up to your wit. So we have 3 wit, so we have 3 cards in our hand. So the cards work very similar to like one-time use, like this one here. It's the Wild Weed. Play to creature. Now that the creatures are referring to us, because we're all critters. We're wolves and bears and, you know, rabbits and mice. So it's +2 to health. So let's say I had 3 health. I could use this on myself, and it wouldn't cost anything but that 1 gold. The cost is right there. It wouldn't cost any AP points, but 1 gold, and I could heal myself 2 points of health. Now that's really useful, actually. Let's see this one here. After battles, +1 health per wound inflicted until end of target's next turn. So that's kind of like the berserker right there. Like if you're going in swinging and you roll a whole bunch of attack points, you're going to get 1 health back per wound, but that's after the battle. So I think you have to live through the fight for that to work. And that cost is 2 of our magic, which is showed down here as the magic. And the last one, this one here is a trap card, which are basically the way to look at these is you have these ones here, which are equipments or spell. This here is a spell. It's a one-time use spell. You also have this here, which is another spell, and this one here is a trap. Play to dungeons, forests, and mountains, 1 action point and -1 health, and it costs 2 to deploy it. So to use this, just to show everyone, I don't have anyone in range that I can use it on, so we're not going to do that just yet. We're just going to move. I actually could do it to there. So I'm going to put it on that mountain. So what I did right there, and see, now you understand what this is here. This is a trap. So if somebody walks onto that mountain, they're going to have to roll a couple dice to see if they take damage from that trap or get any negative effects. Otherwise, it's going to be bad news bears. So we're going to take our last AP point for our turn, and we're going to move our guy into the forest. And then end our turn. And Very much so. Everybody's gonna take their turns like this. Right now I have quick turns on for the AI controlled players, just so that they move through things a little faster. See, right there, and I'll explain that in just a second, he entered a dungeon. So that little dice, or that little wheel that spun above his head there, was basically trying to figure out what reward he got for exploring that dungeon. And then he got that reward. Now, at nighttime, this creature that just spawned and attacked the rabbit there is a Bane. They spawn at nighttime, and then they're kind of like the boogeyman. They're evil, and nobody really is fond of them. And those are symptoms of the rot, so they're kind of like these evil figures. Now, it's the start of my turn at night, my night turn cycle, so I get to pick a card to fill my hand. So, I'm going to go for an item. Alright, and we chose the Bastard Sword. And this is an equipable item, and I'll show you exactly how that works. I'll show you how it works next turn, because I don't have enough gold. See, it costs 4 gold, and I only have 3. But in battle, it gives you +1 sword and +1 die. Now, that doesn't make a lot of sense to you, because you haven't seen combat yet, but I promise I'm going to show it to you shortly. As soon as we find a suitable source of combat, you're seeing it. So we're going to move up here to the stone circle. Now, normally when you enter a stone circle, you'll gain 1 health, but I'm at full health already, so it has no effect on me right now. So we're going to go here, and now we're going to go here for our quest. Oh, and there was a trap. There were some mercenaries. So, what's going to happen, I have to roll with 4 die, as it's displayed right here. I need to roll a sword, a shield, and a sun. And if I fail to do so, I will get -1 action point and -2 health. Now, I waited and the timer kind of ran out there. Well, I did not get it there. I did not get the roll there done correctly, and I lost 2 health, which is all right. It's not great, but I have this this ability to regain it. So now for my pruning weeds quest, I got there and it's turned into a den of thieves. Their camp stretched to every corner of the wood. So now every time you do a quest, you have a safe option and a not safe option. So if I do this, you'll get a special item. The Helm of Heroes. That sounds really good. And just to take a look at these cards, all the cards are animated and they're beautiful. They look wonderful. This game is just so pleasing to look at it every turn for me. I couldn't help but do a video about it, because I would love to throw this developer some support and throw some people their way. And if I can make one other person think this game is worth buying, I think I did a good job. So I'm going to take this challenge, and now if I do this challenge successfully, I will get 1 extra fight stat, 1 extra prestige. I'll get the Helm of Heroes, but if I fail, I'll still get everything here in the top, but I'll also lose 2 health. So we're going to try. And this is exactly how it was decided, Russian roulette style. We got it. Alright, so no lowly thief will overcome you no matter how many try. You clear the forest and help yourself to the thieves' treasure stash. Excellent. So we get this awesome Helm of Heroes. So it's +1 wit while equipped, and in battle +1 shield. That's excellent. So when we get to, we're going to put that right on. So that's pretty much how that works. Now I'm just going to pull that out again. Over here on your inventory shelf, you have the hero shelf, which will tell you a little bit about your guy if you want to see anything about him, and you can look at the other players in the game too to see what's going on with them. The inventory shelf is your inventory. Here you have 3 inventory spots, and you have 3 party spots. So if you get a follower, like in case that quest gave me a follower reward, you can put them right here, and you can only have 3 of each. So that's a really awesome item. I'm really glad that we got that. And let's see, we're out of points to spend for the turn, but what I'm going to do for 1 gold, I don't know. I really want to, you know what, we're just going to end our turn, because there's no way for me to move. Yep, we're going to end the turn, and dice will not explode. Oh, man. So what I want to do really quick is I just want to turn off, I'm going to turn off the quick AI turns for now, just so we can see a little bit what's going on their turns there. So what she did is she played a trap directly on me, so now I do not have, the dice have 6 sides to them, one of which is an explosion, one of which is a sun, one of which is a moon, a sword, a shield, and then a rot symbol, like right down here in the bottom. So when you roll an explosion, it counts as a hit in combat, and you also get to re-roll the dice again for possibly another hit. So it's pretty good. But now this is why I took that bonus in the beginning. As the prestige leader, and by what I mean by that is I have the most prestige out of everyone in the game, or the other 3 players, I get to influence the game a little bit. At the start of every day cycle, the king makes a decree. And as the prestige leader, you can pick between 2 things here. So let's look at them. The king siphons 2 magic from all heroes. Don't have it? -1 prestige. The king plays cursed lands across all normal perils in the kingdom, increasing their difficulty. So what that does is all those traps are called perils, actually. I've been calling them the wrong thing and I apologize. But all the perils will actually become a little harder. And what that means is they will have a 4th die that you will need to roll and get the correct symbol, or something bad will happen to you again. So that could hurt me as well. I'm not really using magic right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this. Let them siphon magic from everybody. I'm okay with that. I'm not using my magic. You can have 2 of it, king. Oh, mighty king, enjoy my 2 magic. Take it for you. Alrighty, so there we go. Now these guys here are the King's Guard, and they move at the beginning of the day cycle of every day. They will seek out Banes, which are regarded as bad guys, and they will fight the Bane. Now we're going to click on this to show you combat. See, now they have items that influence how many dies they have, and now combat's going to begin. The King's Guard has 5, the Bane has 4. And the game does a wonderful job of just really making this simpler for everybody. So the way this worked out, wow, he's going to get a 4th die out of that. So the Thane gets 4 attacks, and the King's Guard also gets 4. So Thane's going to take a hit there, and the Bane is going to die. I said Thane, excuse me. The Bane is going to die. Now the King's Guard did a decent job there fighting him, but he also took, I think he took 4 damage? He took 4 damage. He's only at 1 health. So, now it's beginning of my turn. I don't have a quest. I need to pick a quest to start my turn. Let's see. What do we have available? What is this? The Royal Shield. See, this quest here will give you a Spirit... I don't want a Spirit Stone. I think I want the Royal Shield. So let's get the... We're going to do this quest here. Oh, and that's all the way up there. Okay. So that's no problem. Beginning of my turn. Now, I have 4 wit because I got 1 extra wit from that helmet. So I have a increased hand size of 4. So I get to draw 1 more card. I just gave away all my magic. So let's go with 1 more item, just in case. That's not so bad. We're gonna take the Shining Steel Sword. But before we do anything, we're gonna equip this bastard sword for 4 gold, as I said we were going to, and that's gonna help us out in combat a lot. So, first things first, we're gonna move up to this town. We're gonna capture this settlement, even though it was a peaceful capturing. We're gonna, let's see, if I'm moving up that way for my quest, see, I'm trying to build power because I want to take the Kingslayer victory. So I need to make myself strong enough to get in there and fight the king. He's actually really strong. He's got 7 battle points right there, or 7 fight points. So he's gonna have 7 dice. I only have 6 right now, which isn't bad, but still not enough to really want to go in there and go toe to toe with that mighty lion. So we're gonna go to the dungeon and let's see what we get as a reward for our dungeon. Got 2 gold. We can actually, if we want. You know what? I'm actually gonna heal myself for 2 life with that ability, and I'm gonna equip this sword. I don't really see what the negative effects of that could possibly be. So now I'm out of AP points. I've equipped everything. I don't have enough points to use this, and I think that was a pretty productive turn for us. So we're gonna end the turn here. We're gonna see what happens. So they're drawing cards right now for them. They've played some stuff, possibly casting spells on themselves, and then they move around the map. Now, she's going to encounter this peril. She's going to need to roll 1 rot point, a moon, and a excuse me, a sword. So she rolled 1 moon. She rolled everything she needed, so now she's not going to have any negative effect. She beat the peril. And she's going to be able to loot that dungeon unopposed. Alright, what's our sneaky rat doing over there? See, now he moved 1 up and then 2 into the mountains, which killed his turn. He's now out of points for the turn. The bear there is moving into the stone circle to possibly gain some health back. I think the bear is actually just moving around the Kingsguard. Now, the Kingsguard aren't going to attack you outright. There's no reason for them to. You haven't angered the king yet, but that you can do that pretty easily. If you aggravate the king, he can put a bounty on your head, and the Kingsguard will go out of their way to F up your day. So let's see, the beginning of our night cycle. So we're going to take 1 spell. Wall of Thorns, no movement until 2 or from tile until dawn. Okay, so that's pretty good, but that's 3 magic. That would take everything we have. We're going to take 1 item, plus 2 to magic. We don't really use magic too much. I got 1 more card. I'll take a trickery. Grant scouts from target location until the end of your next turn. Okay, that sounds pretty good. We don't have the money to use it yet, because we used all our money last turn, but we have 3 points, so let's go. 1 here, and I did that specifically to show you. This is a swamp. The sunken wetland swamp. If you move into a swamp tile, you get minus 1 health. So then we're going to go here into this town and capture it and get all the goodies that come along with that, of that 1 extra gold per day cycle. And we're going to go here for our quest. Oh, wow. It's only a 30% chance. What is this rolling on? Oh, it's rolling on our spirit. Basically, the higher your stat is here, up to 10, is the chance out of 100% that you will get the good result. I like to play life on the edge. We're going to do it. What's the worst that's going to happen? Minus 1 health? Let's do it. What's the worst that could happen? We're going to lose 1 health. Watch. And we pulled it out! See, sometimes you just got to take a little walk on the wild side. Hope for the best. So, let's see what... we continue. Royal Shield. In battle, suns and moons that miss count as shields. Now, in battle, the suns and the moons count as either hits or misses, depending on what time of day it is. At nighttime, the moons count as a hit, so there'll be a sword attack for you against your opponent. But at nighttime, the sun will be a miss, and vice versa. At day, the moons are misses, and the suns are hits. So we're going to take this Royal Shield, and honestly, I'm just going to replace our little sword there with that, and I think that's going to be our turn. We're going to end it there. Alright, let's see. Amber is the rabbit, and what is she doing? I think she's going to go for that Bane fight. Alright, let's watch the fight so we can get ourselves a little bit more accustomed to combat. Now, Amber is not the best at combat. She's only got 3 fights, so she's only got 3 die. The Bane has 7 die right there. Amber has a couple items that gave her some shields. She's rolled her die. And now, she's wound up with 3 attack, 3 defense. The Bane, though, has wound up with 4 attack. So right there, each die roll is only going to be 1 combat. Excuse me, each combat's only going to be 1 roll of the dice for each character. It's not going to be we fight until the end. So if nobody dies in the fight, they go their separate ways. They give each other a respective nod and they move along into the wilderness. It's not a duel to the death. There's nothing to say, though, that she couldn't immediately fight that Bane a second time after chasing him down to fight him and possibly go for the kill, because that would increase her prestige for every Bane kill by 1. If she's going for the prestige victory. Right now, I'm kind of hedging my bets. I'm going for the fight, the Kingslayer, and the prestige victory. I'm still in the lead. Amber has perished during the night for whatever reason. I guess she had some status effect on her that caused her to take 1 extra damage that was just enough to kill her. So she's going to respawn back at the start of where she started, basically back at her tribe camp, which would happen to me too. Back where I started, that's where I would respawn. So death is by no means the end of the game. You just kind of take a little breather and you come back. It's not really death. You get beat up, you go home, and you try again tomorrow. So now, because we're still the prestige leader, we get to choose what our king's decree will be for the day. Fugitives unleashed. The king releases all prisoners of the crown. New king's trickery perils across the kingdom. So that's going to make a peril show up all over the place. So let's see what the... No battles between heroes is allowed until next dawn. -3 prestige if you defy the king and attack another hero. I don't know. You know what? Until the next dawn. So that'll be 2 turn cycles for us where we can't just outright fight somebody. I would really like to fight somebody to show off combat. So we're gonna let the fugitives run wild. And now that might have been dumb. It might have actually been smarter to go the other route and, you know, just avoid people and focus on questing and building power. But I really just want to show combat to you, and I think I'm just close enough to fight Mr. Mouse over here, or his name is Mercurio. Oh, it's the King's Guard's turn still, so they're moving around. Thankfully, they're not going to fight anybody because I don't think anyone has the bounty on their head. So what do we got here? The equip grants 2 magic. Okay, I don't want that. Reveal all heroes' quests. Ooh, that might be useful. What's this going to be? This is going to be... Oh, but this is a fight reward. Oh, so I think this actually might be a little bit better for us. I don't really know if I want that, though. You know what? We're going to go with the spy. We're going to do this. Even though I don't really want the staff, I want the extra fight points. And that's really what our quest is going to be able to afford us, is to get those extra fight points. And that's all the way at the bottom of the map. So it might take us a little bit to get down there for those. So let's see. What do we have? What do we have? I am going to demonstrate some magic, and I'm going to use this on myself. So we're going to drag this on over. Bam. So now, after my next combat, I'm going to regain health for all the damage I dealt. So we're going to move 1 here, and then we're going to go fight Mr. Mousekins. That's what I'm going to call it, Mr. Mousekins. Evading. I don't know what evading means. I haven't seen that one yet. Evading. When attacked, roll wits, not fight, and all attacks will count as defense instead. Interesting, interesting. He's got a lot of defense, so I feel like I might have just... I'm about to put my foot in my mouth here. So, let's just roll our dice and see what happens. That was a pretty strange roll for me. I don't think this is going to really lead to anything for us. So I've got 3 attacks. They were all blocked because he's got all defense stats, and he had no attacks whatsoever. I think that was all my AP because it takes 2 to walk onto the mountain. So I think that's it for this turn. I'm going to stop the video here, guys. I just wanted to show off a little bit of the combat for you, you know, with my blade in there. I'm going to stop it here, and I'm going to start it up again almost immediately and do part 2. I just wanted to try to keep these 2 under 45 minutes each. And the games themselves usually will range anywhere between a half hour to 45 minutes to some of the longer ones taking an hour. And most of this has been because I've been explaining things and going through the basic concepts of this game. I do hope this has piqued your interest in it, and I do hope you'll watch part 2 if you've watched this far into part 1. I hope this video has showed you that this game is really stunning and beautiful, and really worth looking at on Steam if you're interested in a turn-based kind of tabletop dice roll RPG kind of. So this has been Final Hydra. I appreciate you watching this so much, and if you like this video, please give it a like. If you really like this game and it's one of your favorites and you want to tell me you want to play with me, throw it out there in the comments. Let me know. And if you want to see more content like this, I'm going to keep doing new games and different stuff, and I'm going to continue existing series. Subscribe to my channel so you can see it as soon as I do it. Alright, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.